Okay, good morning guys, how's everyone doing? Thank you for joining me today on International Yoga Day. If you guys have any bricks, grab some bricks by the top of the mat. If you have your favorite playlist, grab your favorite playlist, chuck it on, hook it up to a nice big speaker. There's just some little notes in the chat. If you're in your first trimester of pregnancy, please do not practice today. Come back once you've had your first scan. If you have any injuries or anything, just practice with care, practice with awareness. If there's anything I need to know about, just let me know. As always, I'll stay on at the end of the class, just to have a little chat with you guys. If you have any questions or anything like that, then you can just let me know at the end. But otherwise, let's get moving and stretching and flowing. So, coming into just a nice all fours position to begin. So have the fingers nice and spread wide. Press down through the palms. Knees hip distance apart, stacked underneath what do you call them? Your hips. Wrap the triceps back. Squeeze the palms in towards the center of the mat. Squeeze the forearms together. Begin to activate into the chest. Now try not to just be hanging out here. Really down through the chest, almost cat-like. We're just going to take a gentle rock back and forth, just moving a little bit into the wrist. Not that we're going to be spending so much time, say, on the wrist, but there are definitely joints that you need to be working pretty much every day, so it's good just to give them a little bit of stretch, especially if you spend a lot of time at the computer. There's just a few rocks back and forth. As you do this, keep the core slightly engaged, keep the shoulders rounded, keep pressing down evenly through the palms. And do the same, but just circle around to the right. Good guys, and then come around to the left. Good. Bring the hands back so the fingers face towards the knees. Just take a gentle rock back and forth. Just gently lifting the heels and the hands. Just feel hopefully nice stretch down the flexors, down the forearms. Bring yourself back to a neutral position. Bring the top of one hand down, fingers face towards the knee. The more you draw the hips back, the more you should feel a sensation of the top of the forearm. And change sides. Let's bring yourself back. I'm just going to do a little bit of a cat-cow, but when you're moving through this, rather than just kind of going there, what I really want you to think about is you're going to begin at the tailbone. So as you pull that under, you're really using the core and the hip flexors, the glutes, the hamstrings to engage. Try to acknowledge each vertebrae as you really round. Then your head's going to be the last thing. So super flexion through the spine, putting the emphasis on your lower back. Then as you come through, move from the lower back first, tailbone. Come through each vertebrae. Let the head be the last thing. Pull the chest through the arms. Work the extension through the thoracic spine. Try not to scrunch the shoulders, rather draw the shoulder blades down and away from the ears and the shoulder blades away from each other. Just tuck the tailbone, again, each part of the spine, move as slow as you want, as you can. No need to rush through any of this. Head comes in. Let it come forward. These are really great to begin to find the extension through the thoracic spine to help open up with back bends and open through the shoulders. This is a lot of work that I did in the beginning of my practice. and tuck the tailbone. To also really find length and flexion over the lower back. Flexion comes quite naturally through the upper spine, extension through the lower part of the spine, so it's really good to bring the opposite ways. Good. And just coming back to a neutral position. Tuck coming into a nice little squat. I'm just going to spend a few moments here in this really fundamental position. So if you have uncomfortable ankle mobility, which is very common, so don't worry. You can grab some bricks, you can place them underneath your feet, or anything that resembles a brick, and this will kind of help. And as you're here, rather than trying to just flop down like a heavy sack of potatoes, really try to lift up. So your core is engaged, your legs are fired up. It's nice and strong here, and this is a really good way to help open into the hips and work into the ankles. And we don't do this enough in our daily lives, and this is something I did for a long time. I was sitting here for a minute to 2 minutes, give yourself a break, come back, minute to 2 minutes, and you do 3 rounds of it. And it's helped me just generally have like a better posture, better ankle and hip mobility, and kind of just strength in the body and the joints. Let's keep lifting up. If you need to bounce a little bit, it's a good way as well, just to begin to invite a little bit of dynamic movement in. If you need to move into any areas, we often think of stretching. I say this a lot, of being really static, which is great when you want to remodel the tissues, but it's also good to really work a little bit of dynamic movement into it. So I always like to kind of move around first, explore the different areas of the joints and tissues, and then eventually find a bit of stillness. Then bring the right hand behind the kind of hip crease behind the lower back. Bring the elbow inside the shin. So working a bit of internal rotation into the shoulder. Bring the left hand to the left knee. Pull the hip up. Now press the elbow against the right knee, knee against the right elbow. When they come out, change sides. Left arm comes in. Now, depending on your, say, shoulder flexibility, you may feel this a lot, you may not feel this much at all. Me, there's days where I really feel it, days where it's just a mild stretch, but if you feel something, then you're doing something. So, if you feel, now do both hands, bring both elbows in, sit up nice and straight. And gently release, give the arms a little shake, and just come into a little downward dog. Just before we begin to move a little bit, work into some deeper stretches, just move around on your mat in your dog in any way. Just begin to feel into the body. So maybe you want to come forward, go into more wrist, maybe you want to work through opening the shoulders, big hip movements, big leg movements. Or maybe you're just kind of wobbling around on your mat like me, but maybe you just need stillness. So wherever you need to be, whatever you need to do, just work into that. And then after a bit, find that grounding, that rooting down in your downward dog. So press down through the knuckle of the first finger, the thumb, the palms of the hands, wrap the triceps under, extend out through the shoulders. Lift the hips up and back, press the heels down. If your feet don't touch, it's okay. Bend the knees slightly to lengthen over the lower back rather than trying to be here. Really press back. Squeeze your inner thighs. Just take an inhale, come forward into a nice high plank. Really great, but boring, but really great foundational posture. Shoulders stack on top of the wrist, tuck the tailbone. Just come down onto the knees. Come down halfway, support each other around and lower the body down. Pull the shoulders back, inhale, just a little baby cobra. Exhale, buttocks back to the heels. Tuck your toes under, lift it up and back. Downward dog. Take an inhale, come forward. Lower the knees down. Lower the chest down. Inhale, ripple forward. Baby cobra. Keep the elbows bent. Doesn't have to be as deep as this. You can be down here. Downward facing dog. So sinking a little bit more into your breath, not necessarily an ujjayi breath, but a conscious and awareness around the breath. So we're just going to open up with a few little shoulder pumps. So all you're going to do is draw the chest back towards the thighs as far as you can, and you're just looking for that rebound. So not really forcing, just looking for that little bounce. But as you pulse back, try not to let the shoulders roll in, shoulder blades draw together, rather keep them wide. You may not get back as far, but you're going to create a lot more opening. So let the head hang neck long, chin in towards the chest. Just go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Just hold your downward dog. And just do one more round of that. It's funny, downward dog's this foundational posture, but it can be really challenging to hold. It takes a long time to really find that stability in it, so just be with it wherever you are. And go for another 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Reach your right leg up behind. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Try and keep your right shoulder squared down. Plug into the side body. Come high into the left toes. Draw the right knee into the nose. Step the foot down between the hands. Untuck the left toes. Drop the left knee down. Take a big inhale, reach the arms up. Gentle back bend. Exhale, bring the hands down. Take a big circle, open up through the chest. Shoulders, inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach it back and down. One more. Inhale, reach up. Nice big movements. Exhale, reach down. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up, hold it here. Keep tuck the tailbone, drop through the core. Press the big toe down, right hip back, left hip forward. Exhale, bring the fingertips down. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, straighten out through the front leg. Come into an extended pyramid. If you need to have your hands up on some bricks here, have your hands up on bricks. Just take a big inhale. Exhale, fold. Walk the hands as far forward as feels good. Really lengthen over your right quad. If this is quite a lot for you already, that's okay. Just shorten the distance or take a little micro bend in your front knee. There's no need to force anything yet. You know, whatever you're working with your body today, that's what you're working with. That is what that is, and that's fine. Sometimes the body doesn't want to work with you. Other days you can feel like butter. Take an inhale, come forward. Lift the left leg up. Just take a little standing splits. Bend the left knee, open up the hip, walk the hands over towards the right side, stretch out through the left side of the body. I really hate standing splits, but I love this variation, just the stretch that you get from the hip all the way over the ribs. Good. Roll the hands back to center, lower the left foot down. Take an inhale, gaze lifts. Exhale, plant the hands folded down, forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need. Make sure you're really active down through the palms. Take an inhale, lengthen. Drawing through the chest. Exhale, step the right foot all the way back. Left foot comes all the way back. And you're in that high plank. Lower the knees. Come down, just a nice, easy chest and chin, elbows back, hips up. Ripple yourself forward. Nice baby cobra, nothing strenuous today. It's nice to move though. Exhale. Buttocks back to the heels, tuck the toes under, up and back. Downward dog. Reach your left leg all the way up, bend the knee, open up the hip. Lengthen through the left side. Exhale, draw the knee into the nose. Step the foot down between the hands. Drop the right knee down. Untuck the toes. Reach the arms up. Exhale, reach them back. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, take them back. One more. Inhale. Exhale, reach them up, interlace the fingers, press it up, hold it here. You can keep your head neutral, or you can begin to take it back, just whatever feels good for you this morning. You don't have to go into a super deep back bend. Maybe just work on opening over that right quad. Pressing up through the shoulders, keep lifting the chest. Exhale, bring the fingertips down, tuck your back toes under. Lift the heels straight in through that front leg. Come to a long pyramid again. Fingertips or blocks. Inhale goes, lifts. Exhale, fold. Make sure you don't forget about that back leg. Really keep pressing that heel back, extending out through the leg. Inhale, come forward, walk the hands forward, lift up that right leg. Take a little standing split. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Walk the hands over to the right, lengthen over the left hamstring. Lengthen through the right side of the body. Try and lift the knee a little bit higher. Lower the foot down, bring the feet together, inhale, gaze lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale, grow. Exhale, left foot steps back, right foot back, high plank, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Take an inhale, reach the right leg up, bend the knee, open up the hips, step the foot behind you. Come all the way back. It's a little wild thing, lift the hips up, just a nice back bend. Open up through the front of the body. Look down. Bring the right hand down. Reach the right leg back up into that three-legged dog. Swing the right leg through. Bring it over to the left side. Reach the left arm up, come into this fallen star. Lift the hips up, engage the glutes a little bit more. Drop the hips, turn both toes up, drop the hips down. Good, take an inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold down over the right leg. Press the heels forward. Inhale, gaze lifts. Reach up. Exhale, fold down over the left leg. Inhale, bring the right hand back. Press down, lift the hips up. Left hand comes down. Sweep the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Drop the foot down to the mat. Left side, inhale, reach the left foot up. Move up, bend the knee, open up the hip. Gently drop the left foot behind. Lift the hips up, come up into wild thing. Good. Reach the left leg up, roll high into the right toes, left hand comes down, left leg comes over to the right, lift the hips up, fall and star. Turn both feet up to the ceiling, come down to sit in the bum, inhale, reach the arms up, exhale, fold it forward. Keep trying to lengthen from your lower back here, not just really round, but really trying to reach the chest forward. Just going as deep as feels good for you. It's still early, we're just warming the body up. Slowly come back, left hand plants down. Inhale, lift the hips up. Right hand down, left leg up and back. Exhale, left foot down. Good. Step your right foot forward, outside of the right hand. Drop your left knee down to the ground. Just spend a few moments here, working into a nice little lizard. Good. Keep your back toes tucked under. Squeeze down through your big toe mound. Walk the hands as far forward as feels good for you. Really stretch out into the right hip over the left quad. Find the depth that works for you. And then maybe come down onto the forearms. If you need to be up here on a brick, or maybe you're just still up on the hands, that's okay. We'll just settle into this lizard. We're going to be here for a few breaths. It's nice to move just a little bit before, and then you really get into the nice deep stretches, but your body's warm, it's opened, it's not a shock to the system. So finding that stillness now. And throughout all these poses, all these movements, try and really be active through the body. Maybe you won't get as deep, but what you'll actually notice is that you open up quicker and your body, the joints become a lot more stable, they become a lot more safer. So as much as we're wanting to create this flexibility, we're wanting to build this strength as well. And although it's not, say, doing push-ups or core work, you're still building that, you're still strengthening the tissues. And I think, this yoga practice is a fine balance of constantly finding that alignment of strength and flexibility. Go bring yourself up, walk the feet around, come down into this little side squat, little skandasana, sink down. Again, if you need to have your heel up on something, do so. Bring the hands just to heart center for a moment. Lift the chest up, then reach the right hand up. Left arm comes up, open up the chest. You can bring your right hand inside, I always like to just take a hold of my heel. Good. Sit the bum down. Roll your right foot in, right knee in. Now if you need to sit yourself up on something, so this can be quite intense on your knee and if your quads, if you have tight hips and such. So if you have a brick or if you have a pillow and you can sit yourself up on something, you want the hips quite even and both your bum cheeks grounded down. If one side lifts up a little bit, it's okay, but you don't want to say be completely over. So sit yourself up on something. If you're getting pressure behind your knee, in your knee, what you can do is say get some socks, roll them up, chuck them behind your quad, hamstring and your calf. It just creates a nice bit of extra space and separation so you're not compressing. If you're almost there, then what you can do is you can place a brick outside of your left hip, left thigh, you'll be able to see it better on the other side, to kind of wedge you down onto the right side. So find your modification if you need it. Someday, I always like to use a brick sometimes just because it's a bit nicer. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale, fold it down. So keep really active through the outer edges of the hips, squeezing everything in. And this is something I say so much through my classes of squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze your outer hips, and squeeze everything in. And it's really important that we're trying to draw ourselves in toward this midline. Yoga is this game of opposites where you're trying to expand and reach out, but you're also contracting everything in. You're opening, but you're twisting your draw. So as much as you're pressing the heels out, trying to expand the body, squeeze everything in. Also just relax down. Now you don't have to be super far forward here. You can just be down on the forearms. Just taking a nice easy stretch. Let's here for about another 4 breaths. Inhale, slowly come up. Now, you can use your hands or you can take this little fun challenge and up. Bring your right foot up, adjust as you need, press down, lift yourself up, turn, bring the hands around, come back to facing the front. Drop your left knee down to the mat. Take a little half splits. So, traditionally, more commonly we'll be reaching forward. What I want you to work on here, chin in towards the chest, trying to get the crown of your head down towards the thigh, up to the knee. So we're really working over the spine and the hamstring rather than just reaching forward. This way you up, really you get such a deeper sensation in your superficial back line. So take an inhale, look up. Exhale, really round in. You should I definitely feel this way more over the shoulders than if I was reaching forward. Bending the elbows, trying to get low as you can. Even, stable breath throughout all of this. Keep pushing the left thigh forward, lifting up through the right hip and back. Inhale, gaze lifts. Soften into the front leg. Step back. Come into a downward dog. If you feel like you need to take a little vinyasa through, then you're more than welcome. Good reset in your downward dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward outside of the left hand. Find your way into your lizard. Drop the knee down. So I should have said, but as you're moving through all of these, even if you know you can get super deep, don't necessarily go there straight away. Take your time to really move into it. The slower that we can go into these, the less, say, shock into the body, and the more we can actually grow through our flexibility. And same as when you come out super slowly. So find your lizard, reach the arms forward, squeeze everything in just for a few breaths here. Walk the forearms in. Again, if you need to be up on hands, be up on hands. If you need to be on a brick, be on a brick. Guys, walk the hands back under, lift the back knee up, swivel around, come into a little Skandasana, the little squat. So lift the bum up, lift the chest up, support yourself as you need, hands at heart center in first for breath. And reach the left arm out, so take a hold of the foot, right arm comes up. Come down, drop your butt down, internally rotate that left knee, come into what I call a Triang Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana, 3 faced 1 foot forward, fold of the west, something along those lines. So again, sit yourself up on a brick, place anything under the knee. You can use this to support you. I'm kind of trying to have it there. One side's probably going to be a little bit different as well. And take an inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. I always find it quite interesting of my body going into these things because it's like my right hip in so many ways is tighter, but the knee is more flexible. But my left hip can open more, but my left knee is tighter. So as you move through these, really just observe the little differences, the patterns in the body. Soften down into it. Slowly bring yourself up. With any support, lift that left knee up. Sit yourself up, turn around to the front of the mat. Drop your right knee down. Come into that little half splits. So just left foot comes forward. Inhale, gaze lefts. Exhale, round it in. Again, really rounding, flexing through the spine. Bending the elbows, working the crown of the head down. Inhale, look up. Bend into the front knee, exhale. Step back. Downward facing dog. And just walk the hands back towards the feet. Bend the knees, take a hold of the big toes. Nice yogic toe grip. So your index and middle finger wrap around, thumb bites. Inhale, look up, bend the draw the shoulder blades back. Just fold it down, exhale. So not being too forceful here, but make sure your feet are hip distance apart. You can take a micro bend in the knees. What I mean by that is there's literally a micro bend. It's not something you'll necessarily see, but something you feel to take strain off the hamstrings. But if you can fully straighten the legs, do it. Use the core and the legs to draw you down. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Arms that are assisting you as you draw down. Chin in towards the chest. Take an inhale, gaze lips. Exhale, bend the knees, release the hands to the hips, and just come up to standing. Bring the right foot out to the side nice and wide. So coming into nice wide-legged Prasarita stance. Let's bring the hands down. Take an inhale, gaze lifts, look up. Then exhale, fold it down. So, actually, let me show you guys. If you're more kind of like here with this, what I want you to do is bring your hands onto some bricks and lengthen the spine that way, pulling the hips back. So you're still getting the length over the back of the legs, but you're really working to lengthen through the back. You can eventually come down, but try not to really just be here. Really lengthen from the lower back and soften down. Inhale, look up. Slowly come down onto the bum, walk the hands back through. Feet forward, it doesn't have to be elegant. Oh. If you get a little leg cramp, I always get them in my little goers. So, from here, we're going to be here for about 3 minutes or so. So, really take the time to soften down into this, knowing how long you're going to be here for. If you can get completely flat, great. If you're working to progress from that, you can place your feet up on some bricks to take it deeper. If you're nowhere near any of that, that's fine, that's great. You're still going to get, we're all going to get the same benefits. So bring the hands up, lift the chest up, and then just begin keeping the spine nice and straight and chest lifted. Begin to move forward with the chest. Just walking the hands forward, really press out through the feet. Really work to externally rotate the thighs. And slowly, slowly come down. Just keep walking the hands forward. Nice and active here through the body. Again, always being active as you come down through this. So I started 3 minutes, starting as well. Soften down. You can be down in forearms. That's great. Again, there's no rush through this. You got 3 minutes here. I think this is every class, every stretch class, every yoga class I practice or teach. Actually, not every class I teach, but I try to teach and I practice this pose a lot. It's one of my favorite. Coming from a place where I had the tightest hamstrings, the tightest hips, still have the tightest hips. You know, you make yourself spend a lot of time in these poses, and at first they suck. But the more we open, the more we begin to love them and learn to love stretching. And it's just teaching yourself to kind of love these things, and eventually that becomes natural. But you know, it depends on what your goals are as well. We don't necessarily always have to be the most flexible person in the world. It's more, do we feel good? Does our body feel open? You know, it's a never-ending journey. So as long as you're, say, consistent, then you're there. It's, for me, through my journey, my practice, and what I really believe in, it's about the volume, doing it consistently, rather than going to our maximum all the time or less times. If you spend 15 to 45 minutes each day stretching rather than just say 2 days a week, or same with strength training, you're going to see much more permanent and bigger changes than just doing it bit by bit. We just got about another minute here, so I'll shut up so you can just enjoy the stretch. If you get shaking as well, sorry, it's normal. Your muscles are working. Just another 15 seconds. As well, if you need to back out at any time. Slowly, slowly bring yourself up. What you're gonna do is turn kind of this way on your mat. Bring your right foot in, so you're kind of into like a nice little gentle Shavasana. Bring the your left hand over towards your right hip, and then reach the right arm over. What you're working towards is the foot. So if you can get that, great. If you can't, great, don't worry. Me personally, I can't get that. So, but you know, all we're looking for is the sensation. So if you can get the foot, awesome. If you need your hand behind the head like me, do so. Use that left elbow to press in towards your right foot or your left thigh. Just spiral the chest open, gaze up through your right armpit, past the elbow, and you should feel hopefully a nice stretch down here. Keep active through the hips. yourself up. Turn around to the other side. So bring your left foot in towards your right thigh. Right elbow in, left hand up. Left hand behind the head, and take hold of the foot. Reach it up. Open up. And slowly bring yourself up. Come around to lying on the stomach. Don't have to do anything fancy, just literally come lying down. Just take we're going to spend a few minutes in Sphinx. So, find a bit of back opening. We've done quite a bit of forward fold, lengthening over the back and the side body, so let's work the abdominals. Draw the hips forward, tuck the tailbone, press the hips down. Elbows back, squeezing through the triceps, the inner bicep, lift the chest up. Again, not scrunching up here, really draw the shoulders back and down. It's just going to be 2 minutes here, and then we're going to take it a little bit deeper if you want, but we'll get to that. Keep an activation through the whole back of the body, so it's not just slumping down. Again, drawing everything towards that center of the mat. Halfway through. So this might be enough for you. That's great, that's fine. If you have the flexibility and you want to take it deeper, you can lift the elbows to straighten out through the arms. Try not to come down. Really extend out through the arms, shoulders down. Then you can walk the hands back in. My legs are still switched on, my bum's still switched on, core is engaged. Lifting up. Gently come down. If you need to, just give the hips a little shake from side to side. Then bring the right forearm across the front of the mat. Draw your left foot, up towards the bum. Reach back to take a hold of the left foot. Keep lifting the chest up so you get a little bit of a back bend. Take a hold of the foot, and you're going to work it down towards the bum or towards the hip. So if this is you, this is fine. Try not to really strain, but rather just be up. Eventually working your fingertips forward, and elbow comes back, shoulder faces forward. I'm just going to hold it here for about a minute. Keep strong through the back line. Keep lifting the chest up. Working into the front of the body as much as into the thigh. If you do want to take this deeper, there's no need to. But if you feel like you want to and you can begin to extend that right arm up. It's about another 30 seconds. Good. Gently lower down. Release. Switch sides, so bring the left forearm kind of diagonally across, not directly, not straight out in front, but just a bit diagonally. What would you call it, 45 degrees or something. Reach back with the right hand, pull the ankle in. Again, if it's there, that's fine. If you can get all the way down, just depending on your flexibility. Lift the chest up, 1 minute. Keep really active through the hamstring and the glute as you're doing this. Keep trying to push the foot into the hand just slightly. And if you want to take it deeper, extend the arm. Otherwise, just staying where you are. Gently release and press through the palms. Draw the bum back towards the heels. Just take a nice wide-legged child's pose. So feet together, the knees nice and wide, head relaxed down into the mat. Arms reach forward, extend out. Lift the hips up, tuck the toes under, reach it up and back. Reach the right leg up, draw the shin across the front of the mat. Just take pigeon. If you need to sit your bum up on something, then please do so, just to support yourself so you're not rolling over to the right hip. Square your left hip forward, fold it down nice and easy. Again, if you need just a few moments just to be up into the forearms or to wriggle into the hips, please do so. Try to really just let go and soften into it as much as you can, not fighting anything. Slowly walk the hands up. Tuck the back toes under. Step it back. Three-legged dog. If you need to open up the hip or bend the knee or just shake out the leg, do so. And switching sides, right foot down, left foot forward. Spend a few moments, give yourself that support that you need. And soften yourself down. Bring yourself up. Come back into that three-legged dog. Stand it out. Lower the left foot down. Walk the feet forward. Come down to line on the back. Just place a brick underneath the back just for a few moments, whether that's on the medium setting or the highest setting, but find it nice and stable here. Just taking a supported bridge, and then either you can stay here or extend the legs out. Just for a few more breaths. Gently walk the feet in. Place the bum down. Extend your left leg, draw your right knee into the chest, just taking easy twist. Let your right arm come out, gaze over to the right. Yourself back through. Extend the right leg up. Left leg comes over. Left arm comes out. Draw yourself back through. Give the knees one last little squeeze and hug in towards the chest. And extend the feet up to the edges of the mat, bring the arms alongside the body. Just take a little moment just to reset the body. Short Shavasana. If you want to stay here for a bit longer, feel free. Otherwise, just reach the arms up and overhead, give yourself a nice big body stretch. Knees into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, rock and roll around and then massage on the spine. Take a gentle rock up to a nice easy seated position. Just joining the hands in prayer for a moment. At the heart center, let your eyes close just for a moment. And Jai, Namaste. Amazing work, guys. Thank you so much for joining me this morning and letting me share my practice with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday and week ahead, and I will see you on the mat soon, hopefully. If you have any questions or anything, just drop them in the chat and I'll be online here to have a chat with you. Thank you, Ray. It's so good to see you coming to these classes each week. Stretch on a Sunday morning is the best thing as well. Olivia, thank you. David, thank you for joining. Lisa, thank you for coming again. Okay, those that are still on, thank you very much for joining me for International Yoga Day. I hope you have a wonderful day and I will see you soon.